and wished like hell he hadn't. No. Greer grabbed the glass in front of him with a trembling hand and gulped down the rest of the contents. He had to shut out all the noise in his head. Had to shut out the recent past and focus on his mission, right here and now. After years of dead ends, he was only feet away from the man responsible for his parents' deaths, Richard Mendenhall. At one time, Rich had been a big, happy guy. Always had a quick smile for everyone and was always up for a touch football game whenever he came to visit. But the man sitting at the end of the bar now in no way resembled the one from Greer's memory. He was stooped and balding and looked older than 60-some-odd years. Watching Rich out of the corner of his eye, Greer had to wonder if his father would have aged well, or would time have been as cruel to him as it had to this piece of shit. For years he'd been so sure his parents' deaths had been because of something his father knew or did with the military. He'd worked his way into the Rangers and then into some of the most secretive black ops units in the world, all hoping to catch a whiff of anything that would point him in the right direction. He never had. Until the diary. He reached inside his coat and touched it, stroked a finger over its soft leather cover. His mother had always been writing things down. She'd kept meticulous baby books for all 5 of her sons, a daily planner, and a personal journal. He and his father had picked out this particular journal, pale blue, her favorite color, for her 39th birthday shortly before her death, and in the months that followed, she filled its pages with her final words. Words that after all these years had pointed her son to her killer. He checked on Rich again. The stool was empty. Shit, where'd the guy go? Heart pumping hard, roaring blood through his ears, Greer leapt up and ignored the sharp tug of pain from the gunshot wound in his side. He scanned the bar and spotted Rich's bald head ducking out a side door. Cursing under his breath, he shoved through the small crowd and into the parking lot. If he lost his chance because he was all up in his head and sentimental, he needed an ass-kicking. Or another ass-kicking, since he'd already gotten a good one in Syria. This wasn't about sentiment anymore. It was about justice and how there had been none for his family. He caught sight of his target walking fast across the parking lot toward the street. Rich! The man froze and whirled around, eyes bugging out of his pale face. David? He shook his head. No, can't be. You're dead. No, I'm not a ghost, motherfucker. But I'm about to be your judge, jury, and executioner. He reached under his jacket and set a hand on his gun. We have something long overdue to discuss. The attack came from his left, so unexpected he lost his balance and landed hard on the concrete, his gun skidding away from his fingers. He raised his arms, trying to protect his head from the rain of kicks and punches slamming into him from all directions. One connected with his side, and the rest of the stitches securing his bullet wound popped open. Blood immediately soaked through his shirt. There were at least 3 attackers, and he thought he heard laughter as he struggled to defend himself. Rich's laughter. Motherfucker. He had this planned all along, and Greer had all but skipped into his trap. A steel-toed boot glanced off his temple, but he was more concerned about the gleam of a blade that had appeared in one of his attacker's hands. In the seconds after he saw it, he felt the cold slide of it against his neck. Shit. He struck out blindly, hoping to knock it away. Got another slice along his arm, but the knife went flying, so that was a win if he'd ever had one. He kicked with both feet, landed a blow to one attacker's groin. The man crumpled to his knees, and Greer got a good look at his face. Short dark hair, wide brown eyes, thin lips under a peach fuzz mustache. No, not a man at all. Hell, he was just a kid. The kid scrambled to his feet, glanced around, and bolted away like a scared little rabbit. Good. One less punk he had to worry about. Another steal.